I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been met by transmitting the notice of the regular meeting to the Commissioner's official newspaper on February 2nd, 2022, posting the notice where required, and filing a copy of the notice with the Commission clerk. Alan Hurst? Not yet. Was he there?
not here yet.
Okay. Asbury Park?
Yes.
Deal? Interlaken?
Here, Alan Hurst.
Okay,
Oh.
Alan Hurst.
Interlaken's here too.
Okay. Hi, Melanie. Look, Arbor.
Here.
Neptune? I saw Eric.
Yes.
He's here.
He's muted.
Ocean?
Yes.
Okay. Tonight we have a resolution to approve the minutes of the regular meeting from September 15th, 2022. Deal and Luck Arbor do not vote. Someone please offer.
I'll offer. Asbury Park.
Thank you. Second?
Interlaken.
Thanks. All in favor of adopting the minutes from the regular meeting of September 15th, 2022? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Bruce, do you have the treasurer's report?
I do. I think so. They can't just send a link through the emails. I don't get it. What's going on here?
You don't
All right.
have the,
I'm on the phone. I can't stand it. Anyway, I'll read it. I got it.
got
All right. The total on deposit in the, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Was $168,677.65. We had total receipts of $316.87. There were disbursements from the 2022 appropriations, the amount of $4229.48. Also disbursements, subtotal grant disbursements were 1,264. Total disbursements were $5,493. The total on deposit at the end of the month was $163,501.06.
thank you. Someone please offer to approve the treasurer's report and pay the bills.
So moved. Motion.
Second,
A second.
Alan Hurst,
Yes.
Asbury Park,
Yes.
Interlaken,
Yes.
Look Arbor,
Yes.
Neptune,
Yes.
Ocean.
Yes.
Okay, take it away, Don.
Okay. Just want to note on the treasury report, next month, we'll have a lower bill for our storage facility. I called them up and I said, you're in our watershed. We're renting some space. Can we get a discount? So we got $20 off. So just for the forever, supposedly.
It's the treasurer is forever grateful for your penchant for parsimony
No
and
problem.
your proclivity to save money on behalf of the treasurer. Thank you, Don.
Hey, if you don't ask, you don't get, right? That's it.
I got it. Yeah.
There you go. So the 319 grant update. I'll give a little update on it. I know a little bit on this. Peter's team has worked very, very hard on getting and Steve worked together to get a plan together for the garden, the rain garden. And Ocean Grove agreed to it and they signed up. And I think myself, the Deal Lake Commission now has to sign it, and also the Wesley Lake Commission. So Peter, if you can go over a little bit, maybe we can get authority from everybody here, a vote on accepting the plan. Go ahead.
As you know, the rain garden plans are located in Ocean Grove at the end of Pilgrim Pathway and at the end of the first fire lane west of Pilgrim Pathway. They're on property owned by the Camp Meeting Association. So in meeting with the president of their board of trustees and their director of operations and their chief operations officer, we were requested to do two things. One was prepare a stormwater management plan, operations manual. And the second was to prepare an agreement between Camp Meeting Association, Deal Lake Commission, and the Wesley Lake Commission. We did that. It was reviewed by them. They had a couple minor adjustments, which we prepared this week and got their director of operations to sign the plan. And we will distribute it to Don for his review and signature, and to Gail Rosewater chair of the Wesley Lake Commission for her signature. What it commits us to is simply what we would normally do anyway. Biannual maintenance of the facilities at the time of our cleanups, March and October, in those general months. So I was pleased because it was a long and arduous task, as Don knows. The other two aspects of the 319 grant is sign on by the contractor of the contracts and preparation of a timeline and a schedule for his work, which we're awaiting. We have spoken to him about it. And the third item is something Jack was working on, which is a no-cost time extension from DEP to run us through April of 2023. Don't quite know when work's going to start yet, but we'll get that information together. Don and I will probably meet with the contractor, and we'll have it for our next meeting.
Yeah, Chris, you have any intel on that?
I do have a list of bullet points from Jack. The first of which is DEP is still working on the no-cost time extension through their system. Wesley Lake BMPs are contingent on both that and an approved maintenance agreement with Ocean Grove Camp Meeting, as Peter just said.
Yep. Right. Yeah, that's it. So we're looking good. I think next week we should have it nailed.
There's only one other item, Don, that I think maybe you and Chris and Jack can help on, and that's maybe you in particular. It's appeasing the contractor to make him feel a level of comfort that the funding is in place and the funding will be processed as quickly as possible, so he doesn't have to wait that long lag time
right
for the MPDs. So we're working on that as well.
And I think we're pretty good on that because there's really no large cost item in this, like the last time where we had one big bill of 220,000. We had to get payment, and we just didn't have it in our account. You know, we have the ability to pay tens of thousands and write a check and then get it reimbursed in a month or two. The state's pretty good on responding and cutting checks to us. So as long as we get the reports in. So I think there was a report written by Lorraine today, and it was sent into the state for approximately $6,000, I believe. Actually, I have it right here. It was for, I'm sorry, 50, almost $6,000, just under $6,000.
Yeah, actually, one of Jack's bullet points says that Lorraine did send it out today.
Yep.
And that she clarified with the DEP it was for grant work. I guess DEP was confused about which task it was actually associated with.
Yeah, they were working today. They responded right away. They at least had some questions. Who's the same one we're dealing with on the extension? So, so we got contact. So that's all good news. Thank you, Peter.
Yep, that's it.
Chris, thanks.
Peter, is there any information about tree boxes? Anything new on that for tree boxes around the lake?
We have built into the project, I believe, Don, 2 tree boxes.
2 tree boxes.
And we do have the locations. We'll share them with you. I think Don probably knows better than I do. Matt and Mariano scoped them out. And maybe we'll share that at the next meeting. I'll do a little plan and show where they're going.
Yeah.
Or where we want them to go.
There's a few loose deals. We know we got the ability to get them there. We have already set. There's one going to be in Allenhurst, most likely, probably on Cedar Avenue. That's going to take care of another problem that we have over there. And then there was another one, Hope, in one in Massive, but I don't think that's going to happen. And then another one in Ocean Grove at the top of the rain garden, I believe. I think that's already.
And don't forget that we do have a grant application that's still pending that would provide us with funding to do some additional MTDs and tree boxes. So that's still out there too. So there's still hope that maybe we can get some additional funding.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Thanks, Steve. NJIT, I have no updates. Steve, you have any updates on that?
No, I haven't heard anything from them. So everybody knows what we're talking about. That was the algae skimming boat that Don, and I witnessed, and Don provided some video as well as some pictures of the machine in operation. But we've yet to hear back from them as to the results of their testing.
Right. Okay. Thanks. The Ability Crest, I'm going to update you next month on that. I do have a call into those guys, and I haven't talked to them. Shoreline protection, we had a great meeting between Steve, myself, and Jeannie. Jeannie, thanks for coordinating that with Tammy Miller from the DEP. And I'll let, where's Jeannie? Go ahead, Jeannie.
Well, yeah, as Don said, it was a good meeting. I mean, there was just Tammy from enforcement from the NJDEP was meeting with us. She's going to be retiring, I think, in the beginning of January, but she did provide some help to us in terms of some ideas for how we might help our communities. One of the things she said was we might want to give a something to put on all applications and for permits that for any kind of construction or a building along the lake, that it would say this may require a permit from the NJDEP. If I got that right, Steve?
Yeah. I think so.
She suggested that we give that kind of information to each of the towns to put on the applications, because a lot of times people don't think of that. And that would be a good way to get that information out to the lakefront community property owners.
And I think that, she emphasized, and I mean, we emphasized to her and she supported what we were emphasizing, that, a lot of this falls through the cracks, with the building department. So having, some type of language like that in the forms, and making the building departments and as well as the planning, I think the planning boards are already pretty astute when it comes to the need for DEP permits for certain things. But these are more projects that go before the building department and never see the light of day with either the zoning or with planning. So I
Right.
think that's where we need to put our focus, is get these types of, or this type, either something on their standard form, or something that they would hand out to someone that has a project within 50 feet of the lake. So yeah, she was definitely helpful in that regard, at least supporting what we were telling them we would like to do.
And she also,
We asked her if it would be possible. We explained some of the difficulties that have happened when there are a number of different officials coming and looking, one at Ocean Township, another at Asbury Park, another at Deal. And then it's difficult for us to track, because we are trying to track some of what's happening on the lake with these complaints. And we asked her, would it be possible to get one person, when possible, to be assigned to Deal Lake in total. And she said that she would bring that to her boss, who is Robert Clark, who's head of the NJDEP, the enforcement division. So we'll see what happens with that. She wasn't guaranteeing anything, but she seemed to think it was a reasonable request.
But I think it's going to be incumbent on us to then push that with Clark.
Right.
Because if we don't, she's leaving. She doesn't know who's going to take her place. This is what was a little bit discouraging. And DEP is reorganizing again. So that may create even more of like a vacuum. So I think it's incumbent upon us to continue to press and, probably get a similar type of meeting with, her current supervisor.
Right.
yeah, she basically said we should wait till the dust clears and we get a clear management chain, new organization, and then we can attack that. She, it's funny, she joked about it, and she goes, at one time you did have a representative for the whole lake. She handled all 7 towns. So, but that's not the way it's. I think there's like 3 or 4 different names that are associated with the lake now.
And the Robert Clark was copied in all of the correspondence, so that's a good place for us to pick up with. I did a follow-up after the meeting and went through what we had covered and CC'd to him and her boss.
That was definitely a good thing to do, Jeannie, on your part. I mean, creating that bullet list and then, getting it under the nose of Bob Clark.
Right. At least we have a record, and then we can follow up with him. The other thing she had shared was that they now have, they're putting together a group that will do education and outreach to the communities from the NJDEP. Tammy and I had spoken about this a couple of years ago or more than a couple of years ago, when I first approached her, and they are going to be doing that. So after January, she said, go back to them because they should have that group together, and that we could request that they do a workshop for our community on enforcement and permits, that type of thing, so our community can get an idea of what this is about. Where they bring the community brings the questions to us, but we're not really the ones to answer. So we just always have to tell them to go to the NJDEP, which is what we should be doing. But anyway, so I thought it was helpful. She gave us a website address that data miner that Steve was familiar with, but that's a good place to go. It's called Data Miner, and on the NJDEP website, where you can look and see if you've made a report, a complaint. You can follow the complaint on that website and see where it is, how it.
I mean, right. And the other thing you can use that for is to identify if there's any permits that have been applied for and the status of permits. But it is necessary to know the block and lot. So it can be a little bit difficult to, navigate that website, but there is a lot of good information on there, particularly as it applies to like permits or notice of violation or the status of either.
Yeah, she actually walked us through the website, so it was very, very informative. Again, thanks again, Jeannie. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Goose and carp remediation. Carp, I'm working with a couple folks from the Watershed Alliance next week. We're gonna come up with a plan how to do that lifting of the net. What we got, I got the net here and I got some parts here, so we're gonna start working on that next week. A little late, probably a month late, but COVID really messed me up, so that's the way it goes, I guess. If you remember, last month I was doing this meeting with COVID.
COVID, yeah. You all right?
My Friday was not wonderful. It was not good. That was my worst day, believe it or not. Anyway, so next one's Goose. You guys all have that information on the Goose plan. We have the documentation for the agreements between us. There's a document that I have to sign, and I'm looking for your authority to sign that document. And basically, it's the resolution. Jess, you want to read that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just authorizing the Deal Lake Commission to enter into a cooperative service agreement with the USDA for goose remediation. And it's going to cost us $3,991 a year to be billed to each municipality based on their portion of the lake.
Yeah, I'll offer it.
Second. Yeah, I'd like to vote yes for that, but
hold on.
What?
Who's offering?
Jesse, what do we want to do? The discussion?
You want to do a discussion first?
Okay. Jeannie, yours right now.
Okay, I just, of course, I'm in favor of that. I just would like to, I'm not quite sure. Is this meaning that we are now going to expect all the towns and have to participate in it, right? Not that we'll carry the complete cost.
No, we're going to ask that we're going to give the towns a bill in July timeframe, and we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work out real well, we're not going to do it next year. But I got the indication that a lot of the towns are going to do it. Maybe not every single one, but most of them are.
Can we check?
It's going to lower the overall cost of goose remediation on the lake by over $1,000.
Don, did you want to hold this and wait till we get the written commitment?
Absolutely not. I want to move. I got to move out on it now. Okay. Yeah. If we don't do it now, we can't get it done.
And then what are your plans for the town?
So anyway, I'm sorry, hold on. Margot?
Can you just tell me how much Lock Arbors is before I commit to
$299.35.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
$299.35.
Okay. And they're going to shake the eggs. They're not going to kill anything, right? They're not going to kill.
They do their normal addling.
They oil the eggs, Margot.
Right. Yes, I know exactly what it is.
And Margot, most of the action in your area is going to be along the railroad tracks and over by Bar and Company. That's where most of the geese lay eggs.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
And they'll handle anything in a house. If there's eggs in the back of a house and she gets permission, she'll do those also.
Right. Okay.
I think just, is there everybody's clear on what this is about and
I think we've been talking this forever. Let me go over the numbers though. Let me go over the numbers.
Okay.
Allenhurst would be $219.55. Asbury Park $878.02. Deal is $140. Interlake is $798. Lock Arbors $299.35. Neptune $79.82. There you go. Very small area. And Ocean's $1,577, and that's based on the percentage of our land mass on the lake. So
the city manager of Asbury Park, mayor and council will be having discussion about participating in the USDLC Adling plan. The mayor said he and at least one other council member are strongly in favor of it. The item will be reviewed during their budget process. So they'll be able to answer us late January, early February. I don't know how that works.
That's fine. We're going to take care of it this year. That's how this is written. So we're going to do it for 1 year and we'll see how it works out.
So what does that mean, Don? How will we know it's working out?
We're going to send the bills in July if we don't get payment. Obviously, we'll know because we're going to send another. Each town has got to sign a document that says the USDA can addle on their land. If they don't sign that, that means they're not in the game. They can addle in individual properties. So Asbury Park, we don't lose Asbury. We just lose the public area in Asbury. We still can addle in each individual home if a person has an egg in their backyard.
Right. But I'm just talking about in terms of the financial picture.
The DLA commission is risking that, but I think we have some money here that we
Yeah.
can do it. So,
Good. Okay, I think everybody needs a little clarity about it. I may be a little more clear than other people, but I don't know if anybody else has questions about it.
any questions?
No, it sounds to me like Baz spread whatever their responsibility is out in accordance with the pro rata share. It's only a couple of bucks. It's really not a big deal.
Right.
But I don't know why Asbury would refuse to pay given
Oh,
what this.
No, they're not refusing.
I
They're
know, I know.
actually very much in favor of it. I'm just saying that I think it might be a good thing for those who have been less involved to, give everybody a chance to ask questions and share it with their
We're
town.
We're asking right now. So,
Okay, good.
any more questions? Okay, let's put it to a vote. Jesse?
Okay, someone offer?
Oh, I did.
Offer.
You already.
Neptune.
Asbury,
I did.
I'll second Asbury.
Okay. So everyone is in favor of the DLA Commission signing an agreement with the USDA to manage goose addling for the 2023 season at a cost not to exceed $3,991, which will be billed into each municipality separately. Allenhurst,
Yes.
Asbury Park,
Yes.
Interlaken,
Yes.
Lock Harbor,
Yes.
Neptune,
Yes.
Ocean.
Yes. Okay, thank you, guys. We'll keep our fingers crossed and we'll have less geese. And by the way, a little
Don?
update on the goose remediation on our coding.
Don?
We've been coding the east Asbury right by the flume there. We've been putting the goose stopper material down, boat ramp, and also Colonial Terrace. And I could verify that the Asbury Park area on the east end is really much better. It's not that many geese down there, and it's working after about 3 treatments. The boat ramp, not as good. There's people still feeding them down there. There's about 10 geese that don't leave. And then in Colonial Terrace, I got thumbs up from the Colonial Terrace folks that said the geese are a lot less than they were. That's great. We're doing 3 areas of test, and hopefully next year we can expand that. But right now, that's the report on the goose stoppers.
Hey, Don?
Yeah.
Don, I'm gonna have to sign off now.
Okay, Eric.
All
Good
right.
luck.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Bye, Eric.
Bye, Eric. Drive
Thanks, Eric.
safely.
Okay.
was-
Anything on that on the goose stoppers?
Mm.
Okay. So this is interesting. The old ship and sniff program with Clean Ocean Action. Now they're doing water testing. In September, we had a team of folks that went out and took water samples during a teeming rainstorm. We got those results back. I sent only a copy right now to Steve. And we just got it today. So we're going to bring them in next month, Dr. Schwanner, and we'll get an update from that. But there are some hot spots around the lake where we have human waste coming in. At least, and Steve, did you get a chance to look at that?
Yeah, I just took a really quick look at it. Why don't we do this? Rather than say human waste, let's say that there's data that suggests
E. coli. That's right.
coli
E. coli.
that could be associated with wastewater.
Correct.
I'd rather say that. Okay.
You're correct. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for the clarification. But next month we'll get a full review. I had some questions on the format they had, and they corrected that. But it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting discussions, and it'll lead to basically, hopefully, some sewer authorities helping out, checking some pipes. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. The restoration of the lake. I have an update on that. I had some positive feedback. They got done their testing, I believe, on two of the lakes, and it looks like they're going to do it sometime this year or next year, actually, 2023. Peter, have you heard anything additional?
Yeah, I spoke to Greg, and Fireman's Pond and a section of Terrace Pond are included in the program, as is one lake not in our watershed. And yes, they are posturing themselves for permitting and dredging 2023.
Okay.
Ocean Township.
So that's good news, guys.
So Peter,
You
have
can
they
thank
provided
former-
you with did they provide you with like any specifications on how they're going to do it? I mean, are they going to use like a track hoe and then put it into like containers or dump
I don't
trucks
know.
or-
I don't know the details yet. I don't know if they know the details yet.
Yeah.
I think they were
that's
just
what I
working on permitting.
Right, that's what I figured. Okay,
You can thank
And wh-
former Deal Lake Commission member and new Ocean Township Mayor John Napolitani for that.
Is he officially the mayor now? I'm sorry.
No, I don't believe so.
Acting mayor.
Acting
Right.
mayor? Okay. Okay. On that note, water testing, I'm on with you. I don't have any updates on that.
I just wanted to, about that. If you remember that last year, usually once a year, we have Jason come in and give a presentation. So last year it was in April, and I will reach out to him if you would like to have him do a presentation in March
No,
this year.
I rather not. I think we can hold off. I mean, if he has any specific data he wants to share with us, we can post it. And we could post, I don't get any data from him for posting on the website, right?
It's
we
all
could.
on their website. Remember when he came and he gave that presentation and he showed us where you can find all of that? We can
Do we link to that? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, we are linked
Oh,
to
okay.
that. But so yeah, I mean, new data would be the data that they collected this year since the last time.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm interested in hearing it again, to be honest with you. I mean, it's pretty repetitive, and it has to be something new and spectacular, that the lake's getting clean or the lake's horrible.
I mean, I don't know. They
I
answered
think we'll
that.
lose half the crowd. I mean, if we have a special meeting on that down the road, we can do that and invite people in a face-to-face meeting, which would be fine. But that I would see that in the summer, maybe when we have more summer people, it would be nice to get them around and talk about it. So
I'll ask him if he has anything new and exciting to tell
yeah,
us.
I mean, I know they have a lot of meetings. They have a lot of briefings they're giving next couple of weeks in Monmouth University, and there's a lot of conferences. I don't know if Steve's going to any of them, but I saw there's a lot of dog and pony show. I think the head of the DEP is going to be at one of them coming up. Steve.
yeah, I may end up going to, I think I have a conflict with one of them that's coming up now, but yeah, I do plan on going to that. I have gone on their website though, and actually there's no data that's actually posted on their website. So, yeah, we'd have to get that from, directly from Dr. Adolph.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Let's move on.
I'll ask.
DEP grant. I'm gonna share my screen. I want to show you something here. So to show you the status of this, DEP, where's DEP? So here's the funding. This was is this in right there? Lake Water Management grants, right? Project proposals are currently under review and evaluation by the department staff. As a result, the award announcements will be made in the fall. Well, we're waiting. So yeah, we submitted it before May, and they extended the deadline to June 10th. I don't know if they wanted better proposals or what, but they're still reviewing them. So we're still in the game on that. That was the one for Seaview Mall, if you remember. So we are still in the game on that. So that's
Don, something I can add to that.
oh, good.
My understanding is if you log into the Sage system, all the applications have been scored.
Oh,
So you'll only be able to see yours, obviously, but my understanding is you can go in and see the score.
can you see? Can your office see it or not? Or not?
If we have the login info, yeah, we'd be
I
able
think
to see it.
I know
It's-
Peter's Peter got. I think Matt has it.
Matt has that.
Is that Sage?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you access that, Jesse?
Is that the Sage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, Sage.
Hey, Peter, I
I
don't know
don't
if you
know
heard that. Can Matt can go on to the website and check our score for that stormwater grant. See how we scored. I don't know if that matters or not, but
You won.
I don't think it's gonna put a
No.
gold star next to us, but
As long as there's no big, black X.
There
Or
was
Don's
something-
picture with the line through it.
Yeah, right.
that's right.
Actually, it was a,
Little
I
DB
saw a
initial
picture of a
next to
Boy
it.
Scout with a line through it. I don't know what that means.
The words JCP&L are written sprawled next to it. Okay, well, hey, guess what? JCP&L, next topic. Let's look at that. I had a chat with the DEP, and it's going to another stage. It seems like they did wrong. The degree of wrong is questionable. And whether they violated a particular permit is another question. But what they didn't like it. They didn't like that they don't know what's happening across the state with these electrical boxes that get pumped out from time to time. So there's some words that the JCP&L respond. They responded within 30 days of the notice of violation. And DEP head honchos reviewed it. And they're still having meetings on it. So my request to the DLA Commission is I would like authority to do an OPA request through the DEP, however we do that, and request that the report, the final report, and a copy of the response. Is that okay with the commission?
Sure. We'll vote for it. So you want us to vote on it?
Yeah,
We
Jesse,
don't need to vote on it.
we don't need to vote on, okay.
No, just.
We don't need to vote on it, do we?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
So if there's no objections, I'll ask for that, and we'll see where it goes from there. I don't want to give any details because a lot of it was given in confidence. So the recommendation was to get, request help for request, and I think we'll do that. So we may not have that for Jesse. What's the response time in those couple months or?
7 business days.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty good. Do you know how to do that?
I'll look into it for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
Typically, I'm sorry, Don, typically it's based on the lot and block, just like the other, like if you're reviewing permits, et cetera.
Right.
We have
When
specific.
you do a phase 1 assessment, it's the same thing. You file it by,
In this case,
lot
we
and
have a case number. We have case number.
that might work too, like a PI number.
Yes, PI number. We have a specific PI number and
Yep.
case number. So they
Yeah,
gave me that.
it's an online form. It's 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. What else? Well, that's it for that. The Osprey, I haven't, no new news on that. Although I can tell you, the Osprey's built, I think 2 or 3 nests on the big tower at the old JCP&L building after they removed the 2 nests over by the pumping station. So they'll be back. We'll see where they end up. But I'm still not happy about that, how it happened. Anyway, I'm going to remove that note, by the way, for next meeting. I think we're done with that for now.
Yeah.
The sheriff's department, that's another note that's going to go by. I'm going to send them a note of thanks for doing the patrols. I hope they can come back next year. They were there multiple weekends, which was great. I don't think they're going to do any ice fishing, but they did a great job. The fall cleanup, of course, November 12th. I'm going to be away the week prior, so we'll get the signs up. I got information up on the Facebook page. I think Jeannie's got the website link there, and just tell your friends, if we are looking for captains for each, Interlake. I think Carol's got Interlake and Lock Harbor. I think Margot's got Lock Harbor. And we're trying to get people, university folks, distributed to those areas and not gang up at the flume, at the boat ramp. So we'll be sending specific people to specific sites. Margot, we'll put a lot of the gear in the flume house for you.
Okay.
Already pre-positioned the night before, and you should be in good shape on that. And
Are the Echo Stoke people going to go out the week that the lake is lowered, and do they kind of sometimes go out ahead of time?
yeah, they can do it. We'll have the lake lowered by Tuesday, I believe. It'll be pretty low by Tuesday. I'm going to open up only one gate and let it rip on Sunday. And Sunday, I'm not going to do it. It'll be Sunday night after it gets dark. We'll let people enjoy it. The lake height is perfect now. It's lake looks great. I mean, I don't know if you looked at it recently, but it's probably about 55 degrees, 60 degrees, but the water quality is great. And they're still catching bass in the lake, which is just amazing.
John, do you want to share that picture?
That was amazing.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, that was a great photo.
Huge.
It was amazing.
It really.
I think I sent it to you guys. Wait, hold on.
You did, you sent it
You
out.
did.
Okay.
What,
I know.
that weigh 600 pounds?
It was over 6
Pretty
pounds.
much.
Pound bass?
It was
That's
caught in
after-
Lock Harbor, believe it or not. Which is
That's
really
that's
amazing.
after it was photoshopped, Ken.
But it was the same guys that filled up those walleye with a whole bunch of shot.
Lead,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. That's him. That was him.
Oh, where's it? Dance. I can't find it right now.
I got it someplace. I'll find it.
All right, I can't find it right now.
They
Go
put
to
weights in
Klein's
it.
and pick one up.
Okay, so anyways, that's we should be in pretty good shape on that. New business.
Wait, can I have?
Go ahead.
I think you wanted me, you said to bring it up during old business, but.
Oh,
you-
the
tree-
Asbury Avenue.
No, the tree, well, that's another one, yeah.
Oh,
That-
go ahead. Do the tree. Ask the
Okay, well, the tree ordinance letter, you remember that at the last meeting, we said that we would ask the commissioners to give their report on the town's reactions to the letter that we sent
let's go over that, Jeannie. Let's go over that. How
Regarding,
was your town, Jeannie?
well,
How was
let's,
Asbury?
they don't know what I'm going to talk about. The tree ordinance letter, what was the reaction?
Right.
From your town. So the word from Asbury Park is that they are very interested in preserving and protecting the many mature trees in town. The mayor and council know how important the trees are to the environment and the aesthetics of the town. They expressed their thanks to us for sending the letter to them, and they said it helps to get the topic back on their very cluttered table. They reminded me that Asbury Park supports a very active shade tree commission that plants hundreds of new trees. And they assured that the Asbury Park Council will be having discussions about developing a tree ordinance to protect mature trees and lakeside trees. They said they're going to include the Shade Tree Commission in any process they take toward that. So they haven't given me a date as to when they're going to begin work on this. They're kind of overwhelmed with some other things that are going on in town right now. But the letter helped to put it on the council's table. So that's where Asbury Park is.
Thank you, Jeannie. Carol, how'd you guys are working on a tree commission,
They have
ordinance, right?
We have one. We
You
have
have
one. We have a tree ordinance. There was no conversation needed on my part on that.
Bruce,
We're
how you
good.
guys doing on that? Bruce there?
Haven't heard anything back. I did forward it and it was
Okay.
forwarded, but I haven't heard anything back. I will follow up on that though.
Okay. And Margot, how we doing? I think you guys are working one too, right?
Yep, we're working on one.
Yep. And we already have one, so that was ours to review. And so thank you, Jeannie. I think that's it. I'm not gonna follow up on this. I do have some good tree news though for you. And I'll talk about that in a couple minutes. How about the Asbury Park, Asbury Avenue?
Okay, so let me just go back here. Okay, so most of you know I've been working with the Monmouth County Department of Public Works to help remedy the problems at the Asbury Avenue Bridge in Neptune by Oxonia Road. Did anybody see the Monmouth County trucks there this week at the bridge? Because they were there. I'm not in town, so I didn't get to ride over. But if you remember, a couple of years ago, I first alerted the county to the fact that the old storm drains were left open there after the road was paved almost now it's been 7 years ago, and it allowed litter and debris to wash down into the lake. And there's constant erosion going on along the bridge, and also water was not passing under the bridge, or when it did, it filled up and washed over the now breaking up curbing. So the DPW did an assessment last year and found that the westerly-most inlet on the northern side has no drainage. They said there was and I'm not an engineer, so pardon my ignorance about this. They said there was a type of bubbler that's not effective, and there is erosion and the curbing is breaking down on the bridge. So step one is to fix. The DPW will connect the two inlets so that they drain effectively into the stream. And step two, they're going to close off the old storm drains, fix the new ones, and redo the curbing on the bridge as far down the roadway as they can. And like I said, they started with, well, actually, that was the second step. The first step was evaluation, but.
All right. Thank you, Jeannie. I know they're working on it, and it's been a little long, but they'll eventually get to it. But it's definitely a source for trash and debris to go in the lake for sure.
And the water, that time that they did go there, and I know the word isn't dredging but they did pull out a lot of debris and muck over there in order to evaluate things.
As we do every 6 months. But it makes it it made it easier for us to get in. So I thank them. If you could pass that along to them, that'd be great.
Yeah, so we'll see more work coming now. So
okay, thanks a lot. New business. Tentative meeting schedule. Jesse?
We have the 2023 tentative meeting schedule. The Deal Lake Commission meetings will be held on the third Thursday of every month with the exception of November. The 2023 Deal Lake Commission meeting schedule will become final after the 2023 reorganization meeting of the Deal Lake Commission. Someone please offer.
I offer.
Second.
Asbury, I'll second.
As Allenhurst,
Yes.
Asbury Park,
Yes.
Interlaken.
Carol?
Yes.
Luck Arbor,
Yes.
Ocean.
Yes. Okay, thanks, everybody.
The specific dates, they were up on the website today. I don't know if that's a problem, but anyway, the specific dates for each month will be on the website.
They'll be posted. They'll be posted.
Yeah.
New Jersey State Climate New Jersey Student Climate Challenge. The Ocean Township Science Club has asked us if they can help out. The first idea was flooding wetlands. I said I kind of steered them away from flooding wetlands to trees, and they were very excited about that. So we're trying to work with them on a plan to put trees around the watershed to help, global warming. So we'll see what happens with that, and I'll keep you abreast of what's happening with that. And it's the science club of, I believe it's all the junior high, I believe. The other group just emailed me is also the Deal School, which we've worked with before, and they have just a tremendous facility on the lake, really, over by the Deal Golf Course. And they've contributed to cleanups before, but they want to do more. So, Steve, did I send you that note or not? I don't know if you did.
I didn't see.
What's that?
I didn't see that one.
Okay. I'll send it to everybody, but I'm trying to nail it down a little more of exactly what they want to do. But they definitely want to get involved more with the lake. They have a farm inside the school. They also have, they're also raising fish, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Really?
So,
As long as they're not
want to be
carp.
involved. They want to be part of the solution to help them along. What's that?
As
No
long as
carp.
they're not carp.
As long as they're not- Actually, they may be recruited to bring carp out of the lake. So there'll be a lot of fishing poles by the Deal School, by the golf
Oh,
course,
boy.
Deal students next to them. But anyway, that's all good news, right?
Yes.
Okay, number 3. This has been going on for a while. I've been working with the contractor and also Joe Pilata's wife and some of you guys on the wording. And we got the sign done. I think I showed you the last meeting, the sign. It's beautiful. It's probably 3 by 5 in size. I believe it's a metal type sign. And it's gonna get installed in the next couple of weeks. It's done. It's all the parts are here. And I did receive the bill the other day. We approved $500 of this. So I'm gonna give you let me give you the total. It's what we need to authorize is 31 instead of 3,500. It's 3,150 authorization. And it's an interactive sign. It talks about the flume, all the surge chamber. It talks about the pipes that we renovated over the various different years, and in the flume house renovations. We've done a lot. Peter and Steve probably been more involved, and maybe Bruce more involved than any of us. But since 1986 to now, that system's been totally rebuilt, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. For well over, I think close to $15 million, Peter? What do you think? When you add
Total
everything up?
cost? Maybe not quite, but it was
It was a lot, right?
quite a bit. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
quite a
quite a
bit.
bit. So anyway,
And can I add to that a minute? Because I got a call today from Mayor John Moore. I know you spoke to Mayor Moore, Don,
Yep.
to let him know about this plaque. And he asked me to express his sincere appreciation to the Deal Lake Commission for honoring Joe Pilato with the plaque. He's known him for many years and how dedicated Joe was over those years in taking care of the lake. So he feels it's an excellent tribute, and he was especially glad to hear that plaque will be placed at the flume. He thinks it's a better or a secure option,
Oh, yeah.
and it will enhance the appearance of the flume building as well.
Yeah, we have the written authority from the town manager on that, where to put it. So that was kind of key, right? Getting that done. But it's all falling in place, and it's looking really good. So anyway, Jesse, if you could read the motion, that'd be great.
Sure. Someone offered that to authorize the Deal Lake Commission to make payment for flume informational sign and tribute sign to Joe Pilato to be placed at the flume in an amount not to exceed $3,150. Someone offer?
I'll offer Interlaken.
Second?
I'll
Alan,
Okay. Allenhurst?
yes.
Asbury Park?
yes.
Interlaken?
Yes.
Loch Garber?
Yes.
Ocean?
Yes. Okay.
The
I'll let you,
22
we're going to have a dedication ceremony. We'll try to make sure everybody gets there, and we'll invite the mayors and such. And I think at the same time, we're going to thank Ocean for the, and we'll do it twice. We'll do it there and also at Town Hall, thanking them for the grant, the grant money, or the bonding, I'm sorry, the bonding for the flume restoration, because without Ocean, we wouldn't be able to do it. As we've learned over time on funding. Okay, we got the budget now, guys. This is the 2023 commission budget.
Tonight is really just for review. We'll vote on it in
Oh,
December.
do we do it? Okay. And any
That way
questions?
everyone can review it and have questions, come back.
We
next
do that
time.
in December, Jess?
Yes,
Okay.
yep. Everyone can review it, and if we have questions, we can discuss it or move things around.
I believe it's pretty much the same. There's minor modifications here.
Yeah.
It's the same, same final number, 79,000. So take it home, read it. And we'll go over it next month. Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Hurricane Ivan. Is that a new hurricane?
I'm sorry, I meant E.
I missed Ivan. I don't think I was
They
born
just
yet.
had it. They
I
just
just
had it
looked
in
at it and I
Russia.
went, huh.
So
What's it supposed to be?
It was in
I-
Moscow. It happened in Moscow today.
Ivan. So Ian, the Hurricane Ian
Oh,
was the challenge. Let's just put it mildly. We had the gate Saturday. We had one gate open because I couldn't open the south gate because we had a $25,000 USGS sensor in front of it. So I thought, be honest with you, based on the numbers I saw on the weather stations, we were going to get a little bit less than an inch, maybe an inch or maybe a little bit more than an inch, but it was spread over, every day would be an inch. That's not that bad. We had 7.5 inches of rain from Saturday to Tuesday. I want to pull my hair out. It was insane. So
I just used that data that was collected by Deal Lake. Okay, I just used that as an example in a stormwater class I taught last week,
did you?
showing how like a composite of a bunch of like a little bit of rainfall over a long period of time, what that means in terms of impact, in terms of flooding, localized flooding, et cetera, et cetera. So it was really valuable. I mean, getting that data, I definitely put it to use. So just so you know.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. The data, I mean, I'm going to put together, I haven't done, when I get a little space of time, I got all this data, photos. I have photos of the flume, pictures of the water flowing out. I have pictures, obviously, of the chart. I have pictures of the shoreline in Asbury. And, a little prayer didn't hurt. On Sunday, it was coming down hard. The water was pouring in. Ed helped out, and my son was down here. And I got permission on the way up to rescue my wife in Block Island, which I didn't do, by the way. I stopped the car at 95, overlooking Mystic, Connecticut. And after Ed and my son pulled those sensors up, which got permission, full permission, and they just laid them on the concrete there by the side. I opened the gates of both gates and let the water rip because it was pouring in when Ed was there. It was like the Hoover Dam, I believe. So we were gaining water from that. We were gaining water from the rain. And that was just Sunday. Monday, it even got worse, right? We had, I think it was 3 inches of rain on Monday and another 1.5 inches on Tuesday. So it never ended. At that point in time, I think we were doing it every 12 hours. The lake was going up about an inch, and the outflow was working, and it was stretched out water. It didn't come down all at one time. It was spread out during a 24-hour period, but it was still a lot of rain. And luckily the winds changed just by 20 degrees, 25 degrees. It went from a northeast wind to a northeast wind. And that was the big difference. And it wasn't building up at the flume. It wasn't like the backwater effect was reduced. So we were very happy about that. I can tell you that. So Sunday night, I didn't sleep at all. Monday was a much better day. Even though we had more rain, I slept better because I knew the lake wasn't going to go up that much more. So we were fine. But it was over the banks. It didn't get over the banks in Lock Harbor. It did get into, there was one house in Asbury, believe it or not, that I'd have to go visit. I think it's the same house I visited before, and they get water in their basement. It's kind of a weird basement situation. So I want to see what that is. They might get wet before Linda. I always thought Linda was the first, but I might have an earlier house here in Asbury. But that's it. And I just wanted to tell you that it was quite a story. I want to thank Ed for running down there and being ready to push a button or two. When he had to. That's it for that. Any questions on the hurricane? Did anybody worry about it? Nobody, right?
I was watching it closely.
Linda was calling me. We're going back and forth, but it was I calmed her down because Sunday I wasn't too calm, but Monday it seemed like it was much better. So anyway.
I measured over 8 inches in my yard.
Oh,
I have
Okay, yeah, it could have been. It was, varied. It was an amazing story. It never moved. And okay, for my wife, she got stuck on Block Island. I was supposed to pick her up on Sunday and do a little mini vacation up there. She never got off the island. They canceled all the ferries Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoon. They finally got off the island. So I was stuck in Rhode Island for 5 days, but it was good. It was all good. Okay. Any other new business that we're missing?
Yeah, just three really quick things. Number one, if anybody wants to see a picture of that bass, go into the
Oh,
chat, click
Yeah.
on the photo
Chat.
that I just put in there. Okay, number one. Number two, if anybody does want to learn more about lake restoration, I am teaching a 3-day class, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of November. So just go on the Rutgers website or email me and I'll get you information on that. And then the third thing is that we have the pleasure of having with us this evening, Chris Mikolajczyk, who is the president of NOMS, and the NOMS conference, which I'll be at, he'll be at, of course, is coming up in November. It'll be held from the 14th through the 18th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I'll be doing I'll be presenting 3 papers and doing a stormwater short course, like a half-day course on stormwater management for lake managers. But if anybody wants to learn more about lakes, go onto the NOMS website as well. And there's a whole bunch of really good information in there. Unfortunately, it is in person. I think there are some sessions that are going to be done like hybrid, right, Chris?
Yeah, so NOMS just released the online only registration about a week ago. And what that'll be is access to the Hoover platform. Everyone that's presenting is being encouraged to upload their presentation either as a PDF or actually recording it and uploading it. And there'll be access to all of that for the online only participants. I just want to say Minneapolis was not my choice. That was picked before I became president. Now that I'm coming to the end of my term as president, I'm involved with the 2024 decision, which involves a really big lake in Northern California. That's all I'll say about that.
Perfect. We'll all be there.
Where is it in 23?
23 will be Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, exciting.
Right on, although it'll
It's not
be,
Detroit.
it'll be in October. All right, I basically told everybody, listen, I played hockey in Erie throughout the winter. No one's there. So let's back it up into the fall. And, it's going to be in October next year. That being said, Minneapolis is lovely in mid-November.
Have fun. And,
Yeah,
and by the way, welcome, Mr. President. I didn't realize.
Oh, yeah. And the other thing, I live in the Rockies. We don't have any ski areas open yet. They are open in Minnesota.
Oh,
Okay. In November. In November.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Chris, do you live in Jersey too, or what?
I do not. I live in Colorado Springs.
Wow, very good.
Yes.
I moved out here about 2.5 years ago.
Why not, right? Why not?
Well, the kid graduated high school and it was just the wife and I, and we said, bye.
There you go.
But not thanks to COVID. COVID's obviously a horrendous thing, but COVID proved anybody can work from anywhere.
Yeah.
For the most part.
All right, very good. I won't invite you for a drink in bar and company then.
I mean, I do come back to New Jersey about every few months. So,
all right, we got to keep moving. But thank you, Steve. Commissioner's last word. We're going to do a little different tonight. I'm going to ask you, as any commissioner have anything else to say, and that's how I'm going to use it. Just raise your hand, Carol.
I do appreciate the new format, Don. My comment, as always, goes to the lake cleanup, and I just wanted to remind any waterfront homeowners who might be listening or might check in that now isn't, when the lake is lower, is a great time for them to maintain their own property because not all of it is accessible to the people who do the lake cleanups, and that just because we have the lake cleanups on a certain day. Anytime the lake is lowered is a great time for anybody walking or, running or biking around the lake to just pick up a couple pieces of trash. Every little bit makes a difference. And that's it.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else?
You know, I have to have something to say. Margot, go.
1 minute.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Jean, go ahead.
a couple things. The
Oh, hold on.
Clean Ocean Action Beach Sweep is this Saturday, October 22nd from 9 until 12:30. I'm the beach captain at the Euclid Avenue, Lock Arbor beach entrance. We do Lock Arbor and Allenhurst. And of course, I always encourage my people to do Northern Asbury Park. Also, I spoke with the Deal Department of Public Works about what people were saying looked like an oil slick on Ocean Place and Edgemont. It's not an oil slick. They call it juice. That's from the decomposition of all the garbage. They don't know what it is, but that's what they call it. And they said it just happened. That's just what happens. It's not oil though. It's not. And they do try to, not have that much fall on the street, but it does because of, they don't know what's in people's garbage bags. And also, I didn't know if you wanted to take advantage of this, but the head groundskeeper for Deal Golf and Country Club, Jim Thomas, would be happy to speak at one of our meetings during the winter season when he's not as busy and talk about how sustainable the golf club is. And, since they're on Deal Lake, sort of, if you had any questions or anything he could answer. And he'd also like to talk about how,
That's
they deal-
interesting. Yeah, that may be interesting.
Okay. Do you know what meeting you would maybe like him to speak at?
January?
January?
February?
Okay, I'll ask.
No,
him.
it can't be January. I'm sorry, not January. It'd have to be February.
February? I'll ask him. Okay. And that's it.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else? Jean?
You'll remember month before last, we voted for some funding for the rain barrel workshop. And as it's not going to happen now, in my research and discussions too with Laura McBride from the Deal Lake Watershed Alliance, we decided to wait to have it indoors the end of February. And I've been working to secure a place that someone in Ocean Township that works for Ocean Township is helping with that. So I'll be bringing you up to date on that. But for anyone who's wondering about the rain barrel workshop, that's been delayed for a little bit. But when we get it together, it will be indoors, which should be nice.
Okay.
Probably end of February.
Yeah. What was the funding? Did we vote on funding? I can't remember.
We didn't vote to fund it. We voted to support it.
Oh, to support it. That's right. There really isn't any funding involved. I'm sorry. Thank you, Jesse, for clarifying that.
You're welcome.
Okay. No one else? I have nothing to say.
What?
I'm all talked out.
Look at
Mark this date.
questions.
Okay. That's it. Public, do we have a motion to, go ahead, Jesse. I'm sorry. Public hearing.
A motion to open the meeting to the public?
I'll offer.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
I'm looking.
Is there anybody that wants to speak?
Mary? No.
No.
Okay. Motion to close.
A motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Anybody? Okay. Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? None. A motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion. Asbury Park.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor? Is everyone tired?
Nobody wants to leave.
Nobody wants to go home.
I got to go out. I got another meeting after this. I'm packing for West Point.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you next month.
Everyone get some rest.
See you in the cleanup. See you at the cleanup.
Yeah, the
Everyone is
cleanup, right.
Right. Take care. Chris, thanks for stopping by.